that it? All right.
This is the exact spot that I just...
From low growls echoing through the trees to massive shapes stepping just beyond the firelight, these disturbing moments allegedly caught near campsites reveal encounters that leave witnesses frozen in fear, questioning what may be stalking the wilderness after dark. Late one night, outside the home of a Brazilian man, something terrifying was caught on camera. What started as a normal, quiet evening quickly turned unsettling when a horrific, unidentified creature appeared in the darkness just beyond his house. They were unsure whether to upload the footage at all. The video was recorded deep in the Willamette forest, captured late on their drive back home after leaving the Wolf Creek Inn. What was meant to be a routine trip through a familiar stretch of road slowly turned into something far more unsettling, prompting hesitation about whether the footage should ever be shared.
But it was not there earlier.
I don't know what that is, yeah.
It has moved a couple times before we started recording.
It looks like two glowing eyes right there.
There's a dude, there's a fucking face there, dude. Look at my camera, honey.
I'm looking at it in mine.
You see the nostril? See the snout?
Does look, yeah, I think I do see that. I don't know if it's the trick of the eye because we're across the river, or if that's actually a dogman face looking at us right now. Oh, look at the other eye. Oh, it's looking straight at us.
Oh,
God. Oh.
It's looking right at us, people. Directly at us.
I just saw the eyes turn, the head turn. It's looking straight at us. Now it's looking back.
The creature was believed to be standing just across the river stream, motionless and watching them from the opposite bank. Despite the growing tension, the couple behind the camera chose not to leave. Instead, they stayed where they were, continuing to film for several more minutes as the presence across the water remained fixed on them, heightening the sense that they were being observed.
A little bit. I hope that's not just something tricking her. Oh, it's gone. Look, there it goes. It's going away. It's going. Oh, wait. Oh, it looked like
there.
Oh, it looked like it moved out of there for a second.
No, that was something else that moved.
Okay, my camera's not as good as yours, but holy shit.
They're staring right at us.
I see
right
that.
Now.
I see that.
I just saw two. I hope that's a bear and not a dog, man. Because we are smack dab, like I said, right
I know,
here
what is that? You can see eyes.
Werewolf Forest.
What the fuck?
But the eyes are glowing. Bear eyes don't glow, people.
The footage begins with a man walking his dogs late at night. At first, everything appears calm, just another routine night walk.
Amigos, son las 12 de la noche y van a pensar que estoy loco. El día de hoy no pude pasear a mis perros y mis perros no pueden quedarse sin salir. Tuve un compromiso, pero Aunque estoy en un lugar totalmente solitario.
As the walk continues, the dogs start behaving oddly, staying unusually close to their owner.
Vine a traer a mis perros a hacer algo que aman, que es nadar. Aquí, ven. Vamos. Primero vamos a ver. No quiero que se me vayan a perder. Aquí. ¿Qué traes, Zeus? Espérate. Sí, Zeus. Sí.
One suddenly stops, staring into the darkness ahead. Moments later, both begin barking, their panic growing.
Cálmense porque están nerviosos. ¿Qué estás viendo? Espérate. ¿Quién es este? Oh, shit. ¿Hay algo ahí? ¿Hay una persona ahí o qué es eso? Espérate.
The camera shakes as the man tries to calm them. That's when a tall, motionless figure appears ahead, partially hidden in the shadows. It doesn't move or make a sound, just stands there, watching.
¡Quieto! ¡Danos! ¡Zeus! ¡Quieto! ¡Quieto! Oh, shit. ¡Quietos! ¡Quédense ahí! ¡Quieto ahí! ¡Cálmense! Shh. ¡Quietos!
He points his flashlight toward the figure, but the beam reveals nothing clearly. The dogs pull back, and he quickly turns away. The video cuts off shortly after, leaving viewers uncertain about what was really out there. While hiking together as a family, they suddenly came across something none of them could explain. A mysterious creature emerged along the trail, its gaze fixed directly on them. The family froze in place, hearts racing as the figure remained motionless, staring for what felt like an eternity, abruptly halting their hike and filling the forest around them with an eerie sense of dread.
Is that it?
In the middle of the night, under the faint glow of moonlight, a suspected dogman was reportedly spotted hunched over near the edge of the road. Its form was unnerving, partly upright but bent forward, moving with a predator-like caution as if trying to stay low while keeping a watchful eye on its surroundings. The creature's silhouette was a chilling mix of human and beast, and the stillness of the night only amplified the sense that it was studying anyone who happened to cross its path. A man claims he is currently being stalked by a dogman. What makes the situation even more unsettling is that others appear to be aware of it, as military helicopters have been seen searching the land around his property, suggesting they know something is there.
For whatever reason, they're pretty close to the house this morning. Just out of sight, like usual. Girlfriend just came upstairs screaming, woke me out of bed, said that there's something on the roof, and I don't see it. She thinks one of them's up there somewhere. I don't know. But she said she's going to leave if I can't do something about it. So I don't know what to do here. What the hell was that? All over the damn place again tonight. I'm gonna keep walking towards it. Might actually get to capture something here. Alright, whatever you are, you need to leave. Stay out of this place. This is our home. This is our home. You need to leave. You leave now. I don't think it's going to come around for a little bit. I think that'll keep it away for a while. She just woke me up again and said she heard it on the roof. And this time so did I, so you can get out there and have a look. Okay. Oh, Holy shit. All right. Some of is one on the other side of the house. Oh. Oh. What the hell? Where'd it go? What is that? What the son of a... What's going on here?
This suspected dogman was captured during a Facebook live stream. For a brief moment, it appeared on camera, revealing a tall, humanoid figure with clearly inhuman characteristics before suddenly running out of view.
This is the exact spot that I just...
In the dead of night, a man and his dog were making their way through a forest. Suddenly, the dog lunged forward and vanished into the dense vegetation, as if something unseen had startled it.
She's on it. Fucking get it, girl. Get it. It's a coyote. It's done now. Miley, get over here. They don't sound like no goddamn coyote. What the hell did she get? She's getting something. Get it, girl. Watch it. Watch it, girl. Get it.
Then, the man began hearing blood-curdling howls and screams echoing from deep within the forest. The worst part, it sounded dangerously close, as if whatever was making them was right nearby.
Ooh. Damn. Dude, that is fucked up sounding. Come on, Miley. Come on, that's too big for you, girl. Come on. Miley, come. The fuck? There's no way, dude. Miley, come on. Let's go. What the fuck was that, girl? It get you?
Fearing what he might be dealing with, he pulled out his camera and recorded what he saw. In the distance, across the road, a pair of glowing eyes reflected in the dark. It confirmed his suspicion that something had been stalking him, now revealed as a silent figure standing just beyond the light.
So this frickin' thing, it's staring at me. It followed me home from the gifting rock. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning right now. I think I don't know what to do. But it followed me home and it is absolutely staring at me right now. All right.
The video opens with TikTok user at user.jesse69 filming from an unknown location late at night. The footage is chaotic from the start. His breathing is heavy, and the camera shakes as if he's struggling to hold it steady. Panic is immediately evident.
Got something coming down, man. I got something screaming down there. I don't know what this is, man. Something fucking screaming down there, man.
In the darkness, he can be heard calling out, trying to communicate with something unseen just beyond his flashlight's reach. At first, the sounds respond with low, indistinct noises that almost mimic his voice.
Oh! Where are you? Show yourself right now!
As the exchange continues, the responses grow louder and closer. Each noise becomes more deliberate, giving the impression that whatever is out there is slowly approaching.
Something real big, guys. What the fuck?
Jesse's tone gradually shifts from curiosity to fear. The camera dips as he murmurs that he's leaving, his voice trembling. The video ends abruptly. This clip, shared on Reddit by user FederalSwim9423 roughly a year ago, reportedly captures a ghost-like figure moving silently across the backyard. For a brief moment, the entity is visible, its shape faint but unmistakable, before fading completely from view, leaving behind only the unsettling sense that something otherworldly had passed through. Recorded in Weslaco, Texas, the video appears to capture a ghostly presence, silently gliding across the scene in the dead of night. The figure moves with an eerie, almost unnatural grace, lingering just long enough to be seen before vanishing completely, leaving no trace of its passage and raising more questions than answers. If you have captured anything strange, eerie, or unexplainable on camera, we would love to see it. Share it in the comments below. Your clip might even appear in one of our future videos. From rare, real-life footage that many believe proves Bigfoot existence in our forests, to a strange being on Mars that defies explanation, and even chilling old photographs that proves the existence of the paranormal, these are some of the most unsettling moments ever captured on camera. What this couple thought would be a fun and thrilling camping trip quickly turned into the most terrifying night of their lives. There wasn't just one, but several massive figures moving through the trees. They seemed to be sneaking through the woods as if trying not to be seen. Their towering height, glowing eyes, and dark fur are unlike anything we've ever witnessed. Viewers who've seen this footage are convinced these creatures are Bigfoot, pointing out that they often travel in groups or family units, migrating from one region to another. And while that could explain what we're seeing here, there's something unsettling about the way they moved. To me, it almost looked less like migration and more like stalking, as if they had been watching the campers and only bolted once they realized they'd been caught on camera. Either way, the thought of multiple creatures like this roaming the woods at night, pretty terrifying. If you're a Bigfoot enthusiast and want to see one in person, Provo, Utah might just be the place to go. That's exactly what happened to this outdoorsman, who ended up capturing the footage of a lifetime. A YouTube account by the name Lego Clone Boy 321 uploaded this video on August 31st, 2011, and it quickly went viral for terrifying reasons. Whatever this thing is, it's massive. You can compare its towering height to the nearby trees. Its body appears covered in thick black fur streaked with orange, and just like typical Bigfoot sightings, it was moving stealthily through the wilderness. According to the uploader, they weren't just casual hikers or campers. They were experienced Bigfoot researchers who actually know methods to lure these creatures out. In this video, they claim that's exactly what they did. Feeling as though something was watching them, they waited patiently and were rewarded with this incredible sighting. The more footage that comes out of Utah, the harder it becomes to dismiss the idea that something enormous is roaming these mountains. Bigfoot is often said to grow between 7 to 9 feet tall, and this one looks to be on the higher end of that scale. So, what do you think? Is this chilling clip genuine evidence of Bigfoot, or just another internet hoax? Sometimes our dogs act strangely, agitated, restless, or alert to something we can't see. Most of the time, we brush it off as just dog behavior. But this video might prove otherwise. A hiker was out on the trail with his dog Samson when suddenly the dog became visibly agitated. And then the camera captured this.
Be careful.
Did you catch it? Let's zoom in on the background. In the woods, you can clearly see what looks like a dark figure darting through the trees. Many viewers believe this could be a Bigfoot, the very creature Samson seemed to sense before anyone else noticed. And judging by its size and movement, the theory doesn't seem impossible. Still, we can't be certain. It could be something else entirely, something we've never seen up close before. If nothing else, this video is a chilling reminder of one thing. You should always trust your dog's instincts, because sometimes they know far more than we do. These workers were driving along Highway 1 near Bigfoot, California, on their way to work, when something happened that shook them to their core. This video, originally shared on TikTok, shows dashcam footage recorded around 4:40 a.m. Pitch black outside, when suddenly this appears. Out of nowhere, a woman is seen standing on the side of the road, completely alone, in the darkness of early morning. According to the uploader, this wasn't the first time she had been spotted. Others have also reported seeing the same woman in the exact same spot, wearing the same clothes. Some even claim that at times her feet don't touch the ground, that she floats. The driver described the moment, saying that as soon as he noticed her, he felt his blood rush to his feet and an overwhelming wave of goosebumps take over. And honestly, who wouldn't react that way after hearing rumors like that? Then seeing her for yourself. Of course, trying to be logical, there are other possibilities. It could have been a cardboard cutout placed as a prank, or maybe just someone messing with drivers on that stretch of road. But still, whether it's a prank, an unexplained apparition, or something stranger, one thing's for sure. Running into her on your early morning commute would be absolutely terrifying. Reddit is a treasure trove of information. You can find answers for almost anything, but every now and then, a post shows up that terrifies entire online communities. In this case, a group of friends were driving past a cemetery when they noticed something strange. Despite no one being around, they saw movement, pulled out a camera, and captured something truly bizarre.
Hold on, let me try to lock it.
It looks like a shadowy, non-humanoid creature suddenly leaps onto a tombstone. The figure appears black, stretchy, and unnaturally quick, sending shivers across the internet. Now, as a skeptic, I could say it might have just been a rabbit, or maybe even a frog hopping onto the stone. But the original poster insists it wasn't. Living in central Pennsylvania, he claims rabbits in that area aren't nearly that big compared to the tombstone. Adding to the mystery, one sharp-eyed viewer pointed out that while it first resembles a rabbit, the way it moved on the return, almost bipedal, didn't look like any animal we know. And that's the chilling part. If it wasn't a rabbit and it wasn't a frog, then what exactly was it? This video leaves us with far more questions than answers. I've always hated caves, not because of the tight spaces, but because of what could be lurking in their darkness. A Reddit user by the name Joyly Tank uploaded this clip just 7 days ago on the Paranormal Encounter subreddit. He was exploring the Longhorn Caverns, but what he ended up capturing wasn't just the cave itself, it was something else entirely. If you didn't notice it the first time, watch closely. At the end of the video, you can see what appears to be a pale, white figure emerging from the darkness before quickly retreating back in. It's faint, but unmistakably there. Something shaped like a person, lurking just beyond the light. You can even hear the cameraman whisper, "Wait." And according to him, he said that because he noticed this strange reflection-like shape, something that immediately felt wrong. Now, skeptics might say it's just the camera flash reflecting off the cave walls. But here's the question. Why didn't that reflection appear earlier? Why did it show up only a few seconds later? Just as though something had stepped out of the darkness for a moment, then vanished again? And if that's really the case, then caves aren't just off limits for me. They're a complete no-go for life. In this next clip, what began as an ordinary dog walk quickly turned into something far stranger than expected. These photos were uploaded to Reddit by a user claiming they came from his niece. She had been admiring the night sky and decided to snap a few pictures with her phone. At first, nothing seemed unusual, but when she later showed the photos to her boyfriend, he noticed something chilling. In the first picture, the street is empty, nothing out of the ordinary. But in the very next photo, just seconds later, a shadowy figure appears. She swears no one else was there that night besides her and her dog, and the photos remain completely unedited. 2 shots, back to back. One ordinary, the other unsettling. Commenters ran wild with speculation. Some claimed it had to be edited, while others insisted it was simply a person. But then came the believers. According to the uploader, the photos were originally taken on his niece's old phone back in 2020 and later recovered from her Facebook Messenger. He insists they're authentic. And as for those who argued that ghosts don't cast shadows, well, who's to say they can't? So what do you think? Was this just a passerby caught at the wrong moment? Or a ghostly figure stepping into frame for only a split second? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What would you do if your holiday photos revealed something that looked half dolphin, half crocodile, lurking just beneath your boat? That's exactly what happened to Scottish tourist Harvey Robertson while exploring sea caves off the coast of Corfu, Greece. He was simply trying to capture the dazzling blue water, but when reviewing the shots later, one photo revealed a strange, snouted creature rising from the depths. The image spread quickly online, with many hailing it as proof of a brand new sea monster. Experts, however, weren't so easily convinced. Some pointed out peculiar details. The mouth looked suspiciously like a seam. The nostril placement didn't match any known animal, and the scale of the photo was hard to judge in that dim cave. Eventually, zoologist Dr. Darren Naish weighed in. suggesting the creature was nothing more than a half-sunken boat fender, distorted by flash glare and shifting water. Still, not everyone buys that explanation, and honestly, neither do I. The shape in Harvey's photo feels far too defined. The long snout, the eye-like marking, even the way it breaks the water's surface seems deliberate rather than accidental. And really, what are the chances of capturing something like that purely by accident in the depths of a dark sea cave? Maybe it's just a trick of light and water. Or maybe the caves of Corfu hold secrets we've yet to uncover. What if Mars is hiding more than just rocks? A new wave of debate has surfaced online after a peculiar image from the red planet began making the rounds. Recently, the website highlighted a strange crab-like shape photographed by NASA's Curiosity rover. The unusual figure, captured on Sol 710 by the rover's mast camera, appears tucked away among the Martian rocks. When enhanced with editing tools, boosting colors and reducing noise, the odd formation seems to reveal something more than stone. Tentacle-like extensions, spindly legs, and even what looks like a body gripping the rock. This uncanny shape sparked a storm of theories. Some say it resembles an ancient sun god symbol, the serpent circle often tied to old pagan rituals. Others suggest it could be evidence of a long-lost Martian civilization. Of course, skeptics argue it's nothing more than a trick of geology. Still, these images spread like wildfire across social media, igniting heated debates. Could this be a glimpse of extraterrestrial life? Or are we simply victims of pareidolia? Our brains inventing creatures in patterns of light and shadow? When it comes to the world's most enduring mysteries, few would argue that the Loch Ness Monster, affectionately known as Nessie, sits at number 1, and for good reason. Nestled deep in the misty Scottish Highlands, Loch Ness has fueled imaginations for centuries. The legend stretches all the way back to the 6th century, when St. Columba reportedly encountered a strange beast in its dark waters. But it wasn't until 1933, after the infamous surgeon's photograph, that Nessie exploded into a worldwide phenomenon. Since then, explorations of the loch have only added to the intrigue. In 1989, Edwards Deep revealed that Loch Ness plunges over 800 feet, making it an ideal hiding place. A few years earlier, Operation Deep Scan had detected unusually large sonar contacts, and in 1993, a BBC-backed study uncovered strange fish distributions and unexplained echoes beneath the surface. And this isn't just a Scottish story. Similar lake monster legends echo around the world, from Champ in Vermont to Ishii in Japan. Naturally, science has tried to keep up. Sonar scans, submersible dives, and more recently, environmental DNA tests have all attempted to find answers. While these studies found no evidence of a giant reptilian creature, they did detect high levels of eel DNA, fueling theories that massive eels might explain the sightings. Skeptics point to natural explanations: boat wakes, unusual wave patterns, or light reflections off peat-rich waters. And psychology plays its part too. Humans are prone to pareidolia, the tendency to see familiar shapes, like monsters, in random patterns. Still, despite science leaning toward rational explanations, the sonar readings, the eyewitness accounts, and the sheer persistence of this legend suggest that Loch Ness may still be hiding something. Personally, I don't believe Nessie is a surviving dinosaur, but I do believe the loch holds secrets we've yet to uncover, and perhaps that's what keeps this mystery alive. The world is divided into two kinds of people: those who believe in ghosts and those who don't. But this photo might just shake both sides to the core. This chilling image comes from a 1942 wedding in Jasper, Alabama. Decades later, it resurfaced online after a TikTok user uploaded it, terrifying viewers with what was accidentally captured. Look closely. Just behind the happy couple posing for their picture, you can see what appears to be a sinister, demon-like figure lurking in the trees. Its mouth is wide open, frozen in an expression straight out of a nightmare. What makes this so unsettling is that the figure doesn't resemble a normal person at all. So then, who or what was it? Debate has split viewers. Some believe this is undeniable proof of a ghost caught on film, while skeptics argue it could simply be camera distortion from the old equipment. But here's the thing. Distortions like that usually don't form such a clear, horrifying face. So was this a trick of the lens, or something much darker, hiding in the background of a wedding photo? This man was simply recording his dog during a hiking trip. When he accidentally captured something he definitely wasn't supposed to. As he throws a frisbee for his dog, something bizarre flashes across the screen. Whatever it was, it shot by like a streak of lightning. But here's the strange part. What on earth could it be? It doesn't look like any alien craft we're used to seeing in UFO videos, and it's certainly not another frisbee. The speed and trajectory make that impossible. No human could throw something like that. Interestingly, one viewer pointed out that it resembled what people in Portuguese call a flecha, meaning arrow. And when you consider the speed and sharpness of its movement, the comparison makes sense. But that only raises more questions. If it really was like an arrow, then who or what launched it? Especially from such a steep angle, making it look as if it came straight down from the heavens. So what do you think this mysterious flash was? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This video comes from a Japanese laundry shop, and after watching it, I'm sure you'll think twice before going there, especially at night. Captured by a security camera, the footage shows a worker closing up for the night. Everything seems normal, but the moment he turns off the lights, something truly chilling happens. Did you catch that? As a car passes by outside, its headlights briefly illuminate the shop, and for just a split second, a figure appears inside. Then, just as quickly, it vanishes. The timing is eerie. The shadowy figure is visible only when the headlights shine through, and then it's gone without a trace. Skeptics might call it a trick of the light, a shadow, or maybe even camera distortion. But take a closer look. The shape seems too clear, too defined to be an accident. You can almost make out what looks like hair covering the figure's face, a pale cloth draped over its body, and even the faint outline of two hands. And this is why I always warn people, avoid going into places after dark, because you never know when the laundry ghost might be waiting for you. On August 14th, 2012, a channel named Big Toe Time uploaded a video where, according to him, he had spotted a Bigfoot scream in real life. This is how it sounded.
What the f is that?
It was recorded in the Sierras near Clipper Mills, California, and it seemed like the man was camping when the screams echoed across the forest. It definitely didn't sound like a wolf, a coyote, or any other known animal. The man's channel has more Bigfoot-related videos, mainly vocalizations and strange howls, all claiming to show evidence of their presence. And surprisingly, this isn't the first time something like this has happened in the area. Even earlier, a 1970s recording called the Sierra Sounds claimed to have captured an entire conversation between Bigfoots in the exact same region. These recordings were analyzed by audio engineers and cryptolinguists, one of whom suggested that the speed and complexity of the sounds indicated a language structure not typical of any known wildlife vocalizations. Viewers couldn't help but say how scary it was when the Bigfoot started talking to each other in the Bigfoot language. Probably not something that could have been easily faked back then, but this wasn't the only time something related to Bigfoot was found in California, because the infamous sighting, known as the Gimlin film, was also recorded there. This stabilized version of the film still sparks debate. Was it a man in a suit or genuine footage of an unknown hominid? And with more and more encounters being uploaded online, it begs the question, if Bigfoot really isn't real, why are people from different decades, with different backgrounds, all hearing the same thing? Whatever's out there, it doesn't sound human. In 2009, a woman in Suining, China, woke up to scratching sounds on her bedroom wall. When she turned on the light, she was shocked to see a snake climbing the wall, not just with its body, but using a clawed foot protruding from its side. This is how the snake looked. The snake, about 16 inches long, had a single limb growing 15 centimeters from its head. Experts at China's West Normal University examined the specimen to determine the cause of this unusual mutation. Interestingly, this isn't the only case of limb-like anomalies in snakes. In 2011, a four-legged snake was reportedly found in Vientiane, further intriguing scientists and enthusiasts alike.
Oh, it's tiny.
The animal is over 30 centimeters in length, has very short legs, striped and scaled skin like a snake, and a thumbnail-sized head. While many believed it was a snake with a rare mutation, others just couldn't believe it was anything other than a lizard. Since no proper investigation or examination was done, it's hard to say what it was, but this had millions wondering. Was this a new species, a one-of-a-kind gift from nature, or a rare species from Laos? On February 9th, 2018, a man uploaded a video showing a strange creature roaming around in the wild. This is what he had recorded. At first glance, it looked like something out of a nightmare, completely hairless, walking on all fours, and definitely not something you'd want to run into at night. The man was confused. He had no idea what the creature could be. But turns out, this wasn't the only time something like this had been seen. In 2019, a Reddit user posted a photo of a similarly bald creature. People online were quick to assume it was something mythical, like a skinwalker or even Bigfoot with mange. But nope, it was just a black bear without fur. So why was it hairless? Turns out bears, just like humans, can suffer from serious hair loss. The most common reason is mange. It's a skin disease caused by mites, and when it gets bad, it can lead to full-body hair loss. and black bears that contract mange may become more easily observable and less cautious around people. According to the Belgravia Center, bears in captivity have also shown signs of hair loss, often due to environmental stress, genetics, or skin infections. It's not just gross, it can be dangerous. Without fur, bears lose heat faster, become more vulnerable, and in the wild, they usually don't survive for long. Personally, it's both heartbreaking and kind of terrifying. A creature that powerful, stripped of something as basic as fur, turns into something that doesn't even look real. So, the next time you see a weird, bald animal clip online, it might not be a monster. It might just be a bear going through a very, very rough time. In 1994, a woman and her family were camping near the dense woods in Columbia County, Ohio, when they experienced something that still gives them chills to this day. It was around midnight when a long howl echoed through the woods, not just waking them up, but also convincing them that they needed to leave ASAP. This is what they recorded. The sound was unlike anything people in the area had ever heard. It was long, deep, and had a strange pitch shift midway through, like something trying to communicate. Some thought it was a wolf, others a human yelling, but wildlife experts couldn't match it to any known animal. The clip was eventually handed over to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, where it became known as the Ohio Howl. To this day, it's still considered one of the most compelling audio recordings linked to possible Bigfoot activity. And it didn't stop there. Years later, in July 2022, a woman in the same state recorded another strange howl, just as eerie, just as unexplainable. The 2-minute-long recording captures the sound of an unidentified creature howling in the distance. According to the woman, she was sure that it was Bigfoot, but other wildlife experts aren't so certain. Many think that the sound could be an alpha male coyote calling its pack. And just when this controversy wasn't down, another one sparked up when, in October, a user on Reddit shared another train cam video captured in the same area, recording another mysterious howl. According to the user, a distinct howl in the background was heard, which had many making up their own theories. For some, it was just road crews trying to finish up work. That sounds way too mechanical to be an animal. But the user was skeptical that what his camera recorded was a possible Ohio howl. Now, some believe these howls are territorial calls, a warning to others. Others say it might be an undiscovered species, using vocalizations to navigate or signal across long distances. And honestly, if you've ever heard the Ohio howl with headphones on, especially alone at night, it sticks with you. There's something deeply unnatural about it, but also weirdly intelligent. Whether it's Bigfoot or something else entirely, the forests of Ohio seem to have a voice, and it's still echoing. In 2014, a group of kids in the snowy woods captured something they never expected. As one of the kids was playing around in the treehouse and the other one filming, the kid in the treehouse saw something and started screaming, not believing his own eyes. This is what they recorded.
Nice! Anything happening? What is that? What? Whoa. Oh! What? It's like a bear! Whoa! What is it? Crap, where is it? Oh my god. What is it? Oh god, I saw it again! It looks like a Bigfoot! Look, it's there again!
It was massive, dark, and walking upright, disappearing just as quickly as it appeared. At first, the kids believed that what they saw was a bear, but what they captured just a few moments later had everyone assured that it was not a bear.
It disappeared into that tree over there? No, I don't think it's a good idea. No.
The figure stood tall among the towering trees, and later on, Bigfoot investigator Jack Barnes analyzed the footage and estimated the figure stood around 8 feet tall, basing his calculation on the height of a standard picnic table seen nearby. But it wasn't just the sighting that had people talking. After the kids calmed down, they showed the creature's tracks in the snow, long, deep impressions, like bare feet, but giant.
Bigfoot sighting. Look at this. I'm trying to go our own backyard. See, there's only, look, that's treehouse, you know. And look, they're just giant bumpets.
The big footprints in the snow and the shape of the heel and toes made it clear that it was Bigfoot, and when the video was uploaded on YouTube, it had everyone talking. Some think of it as the most authentic video of Bigfoot out in the snow. Looks pretty authentic to me too. Kids were excited. I don't think the child would have screamed, "Shh," if his daddy was standing around. The footprints looked just like a 600+ pound creature would have left, not snow melted as previously stated. Others just thought it was a hoax, and the kid's dad was trying to scare the kids, but the height and the footprints just said otherwise. Constructed in the 13th century, in the quiet forests of Blatz, Czechia, Hauska Castle sits quietly. Legend says it was built not to keep enemies away and out, but instead to keep something inside. The castle has a lot of creepy things about it, like the castle's location making no sense. No water source, no trade routes, no military value. It's built on top of a cliff, surrounded by thick woods, in the middle of nowhere. And then there is the legend that says it was built over a gaping hole in the ground, a so-called gateway to hell, where cryptids used to crawl out at night, terrifying nearby villagers. No matter how much people tried to check, the hole was bottomless, and thus is called the gateway to hell. This makes more sense because, by constructing the Gothic building's defensive walls facing inward, they were able to keep the cryptids trapped in the lower level's thickest walls, closest to the whole of the castle. According to local folklore, prisoners facing execution were given a twisted deal. They could earn their freedom if they agreed to be lowered into the pit beneath the castle. One prisoner accepted, but what came back up wasn't the same man. His hair had turned white, his face aged decades in mere seconds, and he was screaming about inhuman things crawling below. He died soon after, completely insane. To contain the evil, a chapel was built directly above the hole, dedicated to Archangel Michael, the angel who fought Lucifer. Probably not a coincidence. The castle itself is filled with strange design choices. Many windows are fake, just painted onto the walls. No reason. No logic, almost like they weren't made for humans, but to confuse or trap something else. And that's not even the end of it. During World War II, Nazis took over the castle. Rumors claim they performed occult experiments, drawn by the pit's dark legend. Even today, ghost hunters and tourists report chilling phenomena, sudden temperature drops, disembodied voices, shadowy figures lurking in the corners. Some say the pit is still there, sealed. Yes, but definitely not empty. In early 2024, a video titled "The War Gun Footage" began circulating online, and it quickly started gaining people's attention. At first glance, it just looks like a shaky camera pointed at the woods, but then people noticed it was more than just that. This is what the camera recorded.
Look at that! Oh my gosh!
A dark, upright figure moved through dense trees in what looks like broad daylight. It was tall, thick, and walking fast, but not running. The person recording it tried to capture it for longer, but the figure never turns or reacts. It just kept walking. Many thought it was fake, But then there were also people who said, if you believe in the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot film, then you should believe in this one. Patty stepped and walked in such a way that her knees were bent and the calf shin swung way backward, in which her foot was left high off the ground and pointing downward at the very end of each step. That's why we could see the pads of her feet very well and the shape of the foot. Here, we see this same walk at a complete side view early on in the video. And what makes it more interesting is the place where it was filmed, Ohio. Ohio has become a bit of a hotspot when it comes to Bigfoot sightings. From the Ohio Howl to numerous reports in Salt Fork State Park, the state has gained a reputation in the Bigfoot community as one of the most active places in the U.S. With 318 sightings reported, Ohio is a popular destination for Bigfoot hunting. Some believe Ohio's dense forest corridors and deep ravines offer the perfect cover for something to stay hidden. The Worgun clip might not be the clearest footage out there, but paired with everything else coming out of Ohio, it's another strange puzzle piece in a state already full of mystery. This image was captured deep in the woods of southern Georgia, and it's left people seriously unsettled. It came from a trail cam, one of those motion-activated ones, set up to spot deer or coyotes. But what it caught wasn't a deer. In the shot, a huge figure appears near the edge of the frame. It's towering, bulky, and disturbingly humanoid. But it's the face that's got everyone talking. Some are calling it a dogman, a creature said to walk upright like a man, but carry the head and instincts of a predator, be it Bigfoot or dogman. It's not just a one-time occurrence that Georgia people have captured something like this. Southern Georgia, and really, the whole southeastern U.S., has a long history of cryptid reports like this. In 2023, a man recorded a similar cryptid in a forest in Georgia. And people couldn't help but say, Georgia seems to be Sasquatch Central, so whether it's dogman, Bigfoot, or something we don't even have a name for, southern Georgia keeps turning up the heat when it comes to cryptid encounters. The stories keep piling up, the footage keeps coming in, and whatever's lurking out there, it's not done showing itself. And if Georgia is Sasquatch Central, this might just be the clearest warning yet. You're not alone in those woods. Matt Moneymaker, founder of the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, has been at the forefront of investigating Bigfoot for years. And in 2005, Matt filmed something wild in Crittenden, Kentucky, something that's got Bigfoot enthusiasts buzzing. The figure in the photo was a baby Bigfoot. Matt was on a research trip and he managed to catch it on a security camera reaching for pancakes. This little one, with its oversized head, quickly snatched the pancakes off a table and left. Quality is very poor, but one thing you can notice is that it has a huge head. Reports indicate that baby Bigfoots have gigantic heads, way out of proportion to their bodies. And what makes it even crazier is that Matt took DNA samples from the site, adding even more weight to this strange encounter. And the way this baby Bigfoot moved, a little too human-like, so it was really hard to say if it was anything other than a Bigfoot. Salt Fork State Park in Ohio isn't just a hiking destination, it's one of the most active Bigfoot hotspots in the entire United States. For years, people have reported strange sounds in the woods, enormous prints in the mud, and even face-to-face encounters with something massive and not human. And in the video uploaded in 2014, similar creature was captured. The video was taken during a quiet hike through Salt Fork. At first, it looks like just another trail cam style recording, but then a dark figure appears in the trees. It's tall and moves in a way that's hard to dismiss. Zooming in, you can see it's not someone in hunting gear. Whatever it is, it's bigger, broader, and its proportions are all off. No clear face, no gear, no flashlight, just this dark shape gliding between the trees. Now, here's where it gets even weirder. Salt Fork has long been linked to the Ohio Grassman, a creature said to be a regional cousin of Bigfoot. But unlike typical Sasquatch sightings, Grassman encounters are often more intense. Witnesses describe it as more aggressive, more vocal, and even territorial. There's a reason Salt Fork hosts the annual Bigfoot conference. People aren't just joking about it, they're documenting it, studying it, trying to catch it. And this video just points to the direction that all the sightings might be real. A user on X uploaded a video which had many in shock. At first glance, it looked like a spider moving around, but when they looked at it carefully, it became clear. The spider wasn't alive. What you're seeing isn't a parasitic wasp at work. It's something even more unsettling. This spider is under the control of a parasitic fungus from the Cordyceps genus, the same type of fungus that inspired the mind-controlling infection in The Last of Us. Cordyceps fungi are terrifyingly efficient. Once their spores infect a host, like a spider, they begin to take over its body and brain. The fungus compels the spider to leave its usual habitat and spin a special kind of web, one that provides the perfect environment for the fungus to grow and release more spores. Even though the spider is technically still alive at first, it's no longer in control. The fungus hijacks its nervous system, turning it into a zombie-like puppet. Once the web is complete, the fungus kills its host and erupts from the body, releasing spores to infect others. This kind of mind control doesn't rely on brute force. It rewires the host's behavior using chemical manipulation, sometimes even altering dopamine pathways to override natural survival instincts. It's a brutal but effective survival strategy. And the creepiest part, the host never realizes what's happening. It's just acting out its final task, completely unaware that it's already lost. While this particular species of Cordyceps has been documented in isolated spider populations in cave systems across Ireland, similar fungi affect ants and other insects around the world. So the next time you see a spider, ask yourself, is it even really alive? This video hails from Manitoba, showcasing a rare glimpse that many would identify as the legendary Bigfoot. The footage unfolds as a Jeep driver navigates a secluded forest trail, surrounded by dense woods. As the camera pans to the side, a striking sight comes into view. A large, black hairy creature standing along the trail. This towering and humanoid figure, covered in thick black fur resembling a gorilla, quickly catches the attention of the camera. The creature, seemingly aware of being observed, swiftly disappears into the woods. The combination of its imposing height and gorilla-like face strongly suggests a resemblance to the elusive Bigfoot. What adds an extra layer of eeriness to the video is the unknown motive behind this hefty creature's presence. It stood silently on the trail's edge, leaving us to speculate about its intentions. Was it waiting for something, perhaps a lone hiker on foot with unclear and potentially ominous motives? Back in the day, a video made its rounds on Facebook, sparking intrigue even among experts and staunch Bigfoot deniers. The low-quality footage unveils a jungle setting with dense bushes, and amidst them, a black, gorilla-like creature casually strolls at a distance. While resembling a primitive figure from afar, its posture and humanoid walk raise eyebrows. This creature stands impressively tall, possibly reaching 7 to 8 feet, and its manner of walking suggests a humanoid gait. The video captures the alleged Bigfoot creature drinking water from a river, and even in this activity, its actions appear surprisingly human-like. The wildlife photographer who filmed this footage insisted it was the elusive Bigfoot. The video's legitimacy seems plausible, given its age and the creature's seamless integration with the environment. ruling out suspicions of computer-generated imagery. However, I am a bit skeptical considering the possibility of someone donning a Bigfoot suit. What are your thoughts on this intriguing footage? Want to see a creature straight out of a science fiction flick? Look no further than this video, recorded by a fisherman who stumbled upon a truly bizarre specimen caught in his nets. At first glance, the creature appears snake-like, but as the camera zooms in on its wet and gooey body, a weird detail emerges. Tiny legs covering its entire length, moving rapidly. This creature boasts a lengthy, snake-like body adorned with countless tiny legs, giving it an uncanny appearance. What's more, the creature seems to lack a discernible face, and its coiled position obscures the beginning of its body. It's almost as if it's a fusion of a snake and a centipede. The way its body jiggles as those minuscule legs propel it forward is both disgusting and eerie. While there could be a rational explanation, perhaps attributing it to a rare or mutated centipede, the video leaves room for the imagination to consider the possibility that this creature might be something utterly alien and grotesque from another world. In a video posted by the University of Hawaii, a group of pigs can be seen glowing, literally. Their skin gives off a bright neon green tint when placed under UV light, and it's not a camera trick. These pigs were genetically modified to glow, and it's both fascinating and a little terrifying. These pigs were created as part of a scientific experiment back in 2006 by researchers at the University of Hawaii at Manoa and the National Taiwan University. The goal? To study how fluorescent genes, originally found in jellyfish, could be introduced into mammals to better understand gene expression and eventually help in medical research.
会在身体到处去表现的一个调节性的我们讲把这两个接起来之后
What they did was that scientists injected a green fluorescent protein gene into pig embryos. Now, this wasn't just done for the cool factor. Researchers said that pigs are biologically similar to humans in terms of organ structure and function. So if glowing genes could be successfully integrated into pigs, it opened up doors to potential breakthroughs, like tracking how cells move through the body, or even advancing organ transplants and cancer research. But here's where it gets kind of weird. People online started sharing the video years later without context, and naturally, theories went wild. Some claimed these pigs were a secret experiment gone wrong. Others believed it was evidence of bioengineering being used for military or corporate testing. Even weirder, this isn't the only animal that's been modified to glow. Scientists have done the same with mice, cats, dogs, and even monkeys, all using that same jellyfish gene. And well, God knows what's more to come. This might be one of the weirdest and creepiest things you'll ever see in nature. In a short video that went viral, a man cuts into a tree, and it literally starts bleeding, like thick red liquid pouring out as if the tree's alive. It's not fake. That's a real tree. And that red stuff isn't paint or some weird glitch. It's sap, but not your regular sticky tree sap. This one looks way too much like actual blood, and it's caught a lot of people off guard. And where people couldn't get this clip out of their heads, another one came up. Turns out, this is called a bloodwood tree, and it's most commonly found in parts of southern Africa. The scientific name is Pterocarpus angolensis. It's been around for ages, and when it's injured, it leaks this deep red sap that looks just like blood. That red liquid is how the tree protects itself. The sap works kind of like a natural bandage, sealing off the cut and helping the tree fight off bugs or infections. It just happens to be blood red, which makes it super creepy to watch. And when people online saw the video without context, a lot of wild theories popped up. Some thought it was a cursed tree or a sign of the earth crying. A few comments even called it a biblical omen. Others joked that the forest had finally had enough of humans and was fighting back. But the bleeding tree is very real, and it's not the only one like it. There are other trees around the world that ooze red or amber sap, though not all look quite this dramatic. In a video posted to YouTube, a man along with his friends is driving through the streets when things suddenly take a weird turn. A man, clearly out of his mind, is seen chasing his car on foot. Yes, on foot. And not just casually jogging either. This guy's sprinting full speed at the car. The guy, who was filming from inside the car, starts panicking, yelling about how the man is catching up, even though he's in a whole vehicle. The guy chasing him is what Lucci calls a goophead, which, in street slang, usually refers to someone who's heavily under the influence, acting erratic and unpredictable. What's even crazier is that the guy doesn't give up. He's running at full speed, clearly not thinking straight, and for a second, it actually looks like he's about to catch the car. It's unclear exactly what led up to this moment. Some people think it might have been random street drama. Others say the man chasing Lucci was probably tripping hard, maybe off some synthetic drug. Either way, this was not normal behavior, and the guy knew he had to dip fast. Comments under the video are just as wild. People couldn't help but notice that his eyes were glowing, or that humans don't have glowing yellow eyes and can keep up with a speeding car. People even took screenshots and enhanced them to see if it was just a human. Still, they couldn't really say that for sure. But then again, even if it was a human, nothing would be so surprising, because in the same area, things like this have happened as well.
48-year-old woman behind the wheel, not wearing any clothes. She gets out of the truck and...
Still, even if it was a human or a skinwalker, it is scary nonetheless. In 2007, researchers pulled up a bizarre squid-like animal from the deep sea near Tristan da Cunha, a remote island in the South Atlantic. It was later identified as Promachoteuthis sulcus, and it only took one look at its face to go viral years later. That's because this thing has human-like teeth. But here's the twist. It's not actually teeth. That's a circular lip structure that just looks like a mouth full of dentures. Inside, it still has a squid's beak, just like most of its deep-sea cousins. The only known specimen was found at a depth of 2,000 meters, and scientists say we still know basically nothing about it. Just one individual ever discovered, and no one has seen it alive since. Scientists believe it might use its strange mouth for catching prey in complete darkness. But again, with only one specimen, we're all just guessing at this point. It's one of those things that makes you wonder what else is hiding in the deep ocean, and whether or not we really want to find out.
Forest camping adventures are usually a lot of fun, but at any time, things can take a surprising turn. In this video, recorded by a man during a camping trip with his family, we spot a gigantic humanoid creature in the distance. This creature appears exceptionally tall and seems to be covered in thick black fur. It's bending down, as if collecting something from the ground. After some time, the creature apparently senses that it's being recorded and makes a hasty escape, bringing the video to an end. Judging by its appearance, it certainly resembles the legendary Bigfoot, although it's possible that it might be someone playing a prank in a Bigfoot costume. Regardless, whatever it was an incredibly captivating sight for the family on their camping adventure. This video was posted on Facebook by a user who claims to have been stalked by an unknown creature in his house, and in the video, he manages to capture this eerie encounter. The man in the video is visibly frightened and uneasy, attempting to show us the source of his fear. He explains that he had been hearing hissing noises coming from his backyard, and now he's ventured out to investigate what might be causing it. As he explores the area, he pans the camera toward his shed, where something strange is peeking out, and this thing seems responsible for the hissing sounds. In a trembling voice, the homeowner calls out to the mysterious presence, but it remains silent. Fearing the unknown, the homeowner hastily retreats, and you can clearly see the fear in his eyes as he makes his escape. It's a truly unsettling encounter, and it's hard to comprehend the terror of having something unknown lurking in your own home. This video was shared on Reddit by a homeowner who recorded a chilling entity haunting his house, and it's something straight out of my worst nightmares. In the video, we see the homeowner performing some sort of ritual with smoke, seemingly to ward off whatever is frightening him.
I know, bud. I'm not afraid, man.
He then heads towards the basement, and as he opens the door, a dark and eerie figure is standing at the other end of the stairs. The figure is undeniably creepy and unsettling. When you pause and zoom in on its face, you can discern its eerie, human-like features. However, when the homeowner switches on the light, the mysterious figure hastily retreats. With bravery, the homeowner follows, but to his surprise, he finds no one there. Suddenly, he hears cries coming from above, and he rushes back up the stairs.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
However, as he's ascending, the door suddenly closes on its own, trapping the homeowner in the stairwell. I'm not sure what happened next, but since the homeowner uploaded this video, I believe he's safe.
Sasquatch.
From terrifying clips of nature's beasts breaking into homes, to a photo of a dark, shadowy creature appearing in an old picture, these are some of the most unsettling moments ever caught on camera. Stick to the end. Our forest has always had whispers of something watching, and now, it seems a group of tourists may have actually caught it on camera.
Sasquatch.
This video was uploaded as a Facebook reel by a channel known as Boise Bigfoot, which is dedicated to posting Bigfoot sightings from across the globe. In this particular clip, one of their viewers captured something seriously mysterious during a touring venture through Mission, British Columbia, Canada. While exploring the hills of Mission, the group spotted a strange black figure lurking in the nearby woods. At first glance, they assumed it was a bear, but something felt off. The creature is massive and completely covered in thick black fur. Sure, that description fits a black bear, but when you compare its size to the surrounding terrain, it becomes obvious. This thing is way too tall for your average bear. And then there's the sound. The noises it makes don't match any bear vocalizations I've ever heard, not even the ones you find on the internet. The tone, the pitch, it's just wrong in a way that sends chills down your spine. Whatever this was, it definitely caught the attention of the tourists, many of whom were convinced they had come face to face with the legendary Bigfoot. And if you ask me, this wasn't just some misidentified animal or overactive imagination. That voice alone is enough to make you wonder what else is out there in those woods. Security cameras are lifesavers, but sometimes they capture things that haunt us forever. Before the age of security footage, sightings of the unknown were dismissed as nothing more than spooky tales or campfire stories. But in today's world, where nearly everything is recorded, we sometimes get horrifying proof, just like what this poor homeowner caught in their living room. This eerie video, uploaded to TikTok, shows footage from a living room security cam dated March 22nd, 2025 at exactly 6 p.m. when the homeowner was out. What starts as a normal recording quickly turns into a terrifying nightmare. If you look closely, you'll see a pale head slowly peek out from behind the chair, staring directly at the camera. Its face is white, its eyes are pitch black and hollow, and the way it locks onto the lens, it feels like it's staring straight into your soul. The figure lingers, watching for a chilling 10 seconds before slipping back behind the chair, and just like that, the video ends. I don't know about the homeowner, but if I saw this in my house, I'd be packing my bags before the clip even finished playing. Whether it's a ghost, a spirit, or something more earthly, like an intruder, none of those possibilities are comforting. And that's what makes it so terrifying. One thing's for sure, I wouldn't stick around to find out what it really was. Would you? It's said that 3 a.m. is the hour when the unknown is most active, and honestly, I never believed that for a second until I saw this video. Throughout history, smoke has symbolized mystery. It slips through our fingers, hides in shadows, and disappears before we can grasp it, just like the spirits many believe roam the unseen world. In some of the most chilling paranormal encounters, smoke doesn't just float aimlessly. It moves with purpose, just like in this ring cam recording, where smoke might just be the vessel for something not of this world. This video comes from a ring cam set up in a homeowner's backyard, captured exactly at 3 a.m. And what unfolds is straight out of a ghost story.
Caught this on my ring camera last night.
At first, everything looks calm until the hammock, which was standing upright, suddenly collapses on its own. As it does, a smoky humanoid figure glides through the yard, passing right through the fallen hammock before vanishing into the darkness. You can clearly make out 2 long arms, a head, and even a torso. It doesn't look like chimney smoke or some fog drift. It has structure and movement, like it's deliberately floating through the yard. And then, just when you think it's over, you hear a faint voice. According to the homeowner, it whispered, "We are here." Now here's where it gets tricky. Personally, I want to say it's fake. That smoky figure looks too humanoid, almost like it was designed to creep people out. But at the same time, the way it blends naturally with the environment, how it reacts to the light, and how it interacts with the surroundings, especially that hammock, makes it feel weirdly real. As for the voice, that could totally be audio distortion or a cat making some odd noise, as you can definitely hear cats in the background. But then again, cats don't usually say, "We are here," do they? So yeah, I'm torn. This could be a well-made hoax, or it could be something we're just not ready to understand yet. Either way, it's unsettling as hell, and I'll definitely be avoiding any backyard strolls at 3 a.m. from now on. This Redditor was scrolling through family photos from Kima until one particular picture made his blood run cold. Across continents and cultures, there's one eerie phenomenon that appears in countless stories, personal accounts, and even some scientific discussions: shadowy figures. They are often described as human-like silhouettes, darker than the night, that seem to linger at the edge of vision or stand silently at the foot of a bed, while many brush them off as tricks of the mind or lighting. For this Redditor, it turned into something straight out of a nightmare. 4 years ago, a strange image was uploaded to the Slapped Ham subreddit, known for curating paranormal and unexplained footage from around the world. But this particular photo, it stood out for all the wrong reasons. The uploader, Small Bees, had shared a seemingly innocent picture of his nephew during their trip to the Kima Boardwalk in Texas. But the focus wasn't on the kid's adorable antics, it was on what was lurking behind him. In the image, you can clearly spot a creepy dark humanoid shadow standing behind the child in green shorts, Smallby's nephew. What's unsettling is that the shadowy figure appears to be roughly the same height as the child, almost as if it was mimicking or following him. If you zoom in, it gets worse. You can actually see what looks like a partially formed leg, which rules out the usual suspects like motion blur or a simple camera glitch. Now, this is the kind of thing that makes you rethink what you think you know about the world around you. Shadow figures are often dismissed as illusions, figments of tired eyes or bad lighting. But when something shows up in a clear photograph like this, with no obvious explanation, it forces you to take a second look. Sometimes, the strangest mysteries aren't found in horror movies or ancient ruins, but in the stories of people who simply didn't belong. The internet is full of creepy tales, but few things spark the imagination, like accounts of individuals who claim to be from places that don't exist on any map. In 1851, a confused man named Jofar Vorin appeared in a German village, claiming to be from a country called Laxaria. However, the strange part is, there was no continent known as Laxaria that time. Also, he spoke unfamiliar languages, described continents that didn't exist, and seemed completely sane despite his bizarre claims. Authorities sent him to Berlin for further investigation, but during the trip something even stranger happened. The guy just vanished into the forest and was never seen again. This is not an isolated incident. It also happened in 1969 when two men saw a vintage car driven by a panicked woman. When they stopped to help, the car vanished without a trace. A witness confirmed it simply disappeared. Also, in 1972, 4 girls drove into a strange landscape filled with bizarre people and vehicles. After a terrifying chase, they crashed and suddenly found themselves back in the desert. Whether or not these stories are real, there's something deeply unsettling and fascinating about them. The idea that someone could come from a place that doesn't exist, yet be completely sane and coherent, is the kind of thing that makes you glance twice at that one weird guy on the train. To me, these tales are less about believing and more about wondering what if. Maybe it's all just fantasy. Or maybe, every once in a while, the fabric between worlds thins just enough for someone to slip through. Are you ready for the smell of rotten flesh filling up your backyard for no reason? Well, it's happening right in the heart of Australia. This bizarre report was covered by Arirang News after going viral online. It features what appears to be a strange plant blooming in the Royal Botanic Garden in Sydney, attracting over 20,000 curious visitors. But what's so special about this freaky flora? It's the infamous corpse flower, and it's living up to its name. Scientifically known as Amorphophallus titanum, this monstrous flower is native to the rainforests of Sumatra, Indonesia. It only blooms once every few years, and when it does, the spectacle lasts just 24 to 48 hours. But here's where it gets truly unsettling. Standing over 10 feet tall, the flower releases a stench eerily similar to rotting flesh to attract carrion beetles and flesh flies for pollination. It's both captivating and grotesque. An event so rare and strange that people are lining up just to catch a whiff of what some call nature's zombie flower. If you're in Sydney and have the stomach for it, this botanical freak show is for you. Due to it blooming for the first time in 15 years, and only for a brief 24-hour window, the corpse flower is attracting visitors from around the world, even if it means waiting in line for over 2 hours just to witness the foul spectacle. And if I'm being honest, Australia already has its fair share of rare, wild, and downright terrifying creatures and plants. But now they've added one that smells like a decomposing body. That's next-level nightmare fuel. Our world may seem peaceful, but that illusion shatters when something dark and unexplainable happens. This shocking video comes from South America and was uploaded online, leaving thousands of netizens around the world stunned. In the footage, we see a beautiful view of the city with a thunderstorm sky looming in the background. At first, everything seems calm, with thunder appearing sporadically. But then, this happens. Did you catch that? Let's slow the video down for you. What was that black object plummeting down from the sky? It seems as if this being was shot down from above and landed on that building. It's fast, almost too quick to catch, but somehow the cameraman managed to capture it. Some viewers are speculating that it could be an extraterrestrial being, while others are calling it an angel descending from the heavens. Whatever it is, I'm certain it doesn't fit any natural explanation. This thing was fast, large, and descended with an eerie, almost supernatural speed. As for me, it's hard not to feel a bit unnerved by it. The fact that it was so sudden, so swift, and so unlike anything we typically see from the sky just leaves too many questions unanswered. On March 14th, something mysterious appeared in the skies of France, sending shockwaves across the internet as people scrambled to make sense of it. A few videos quickly went viral on Reddit, showing what appeared to be a strange, unidentified aircraft flying over France. Shaped like a disc, this mysterious craft was captured on video for about 6 minutes as it soared through the sky. It seemed like it was surveying the area, but with a purpose that none of us could understand. Now, I know what many of you are thinking. This must be some kind of drone. But to clear up the confusion, Redditors already checked it on Plane Finder, and guess what? The aircraft showed up there and turned out to be flying at an altitude of 70,000 feet, way too high for a typical drone. This mysterious craft continued its path over the Mediterranean waters, passing near Italy and flying over important airports. It was moving fast and maintaining that impressive altitude of 70,000 feet. The more you think about it, the stranger and creepier it gets. What makes all of this even more bizarre is the wild speculation happening on Reddit. Some are calling it a UFO, while others think it's a government-controlled drone. But the most interesting theory comes from a user named Assis87, who believes it's a top-secret spy plane. Apparently, these planes always fly with active ADS-B transponders, which could explain the craft's unusual behavior. So, what do you think? Is this some secret military technology or something more otherworldly? The possibilities are endless, and honestly, it's hard not to get a little creeped out by the idea of something unknown flying over our heads. If you don't believe in miracles, this next video from Africa might just be what you need to reconsider. This video was uploaded on the Slaptam subreddit and showcases what appears to be some kind of magical group ritual. In the footage, a woman with a visibly deformed arm stands in the middle of a crowd. Then, someone holding a mic approaches and begins throwing some sort of liquid, possibly water, on her arm. And as he continues pouring it, something absolutely jaw-dropping happens. The woman's arm starts to shift, gradually straightening and correcting its posture. You can actually see it returning to a more natural position, and the crowd around her erupts in cheers and prayers as they witness what looks like a miracle unfolding right in front of them. As the crowd continues to roar, the woman begins moving her once deformed arm while the host supports her. At first glance, this really does seem like a miracle, like something divine just happened. A seemingly broken, deformed arm, suddenly fixed by a splash of water. It's hard not to feel chills watching it. But before we all go shouting miracle, let's pull back the curtain a bit. This, as it turns out, is part of a staged performance. An act, not an act of God. The woman in the video likely suffers from a unique joint deformity or an injury that healed improperly, allowing her to manipulate her arm in ways most people can't. While it's not voodoo or supernatural, it's still incredibly bizarre and fascinating. Discovery UK actually covered this phenomenon over a decade ago in an interview with a man who had a similar condition. His arm could bend in the same unnatural way, and just like the woman in the video, it would return to its normal position, completely without magic.
What's your grip strength like? Squeeze.
So yeah, while it may not be a divine miracle, it's still pretty wild to witness something like this in action. Personally, I'm always torn between amazement and unease with videos like this. In 2011, a family was on their trip to the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee when they witnessed something they had never expected. They were having a good time with the kids playing and everything when the man recording it all focused on something in the background. This is when they caught this. But if you think this was it for the creature's appearance, then you are wrong, because right a couple of seconds later, it appeared again, this time hiding behind trees and bushes. The family was convinced that what they were seeing was a Bigfoot, and thus they titled it Real Bigfoot Footage. The video earned millions of views and had everyone wondering if what they were seeing was Bigfoot or just a hoax like many others. Many, however, were actually convinced that it was real, having their own reasons. I've been there, and it's a long hike uphill to the top of Klingman's Dome. The elevation is 6,643 feet, and the air is thin. It gets hard to breathe up there. The side where it was spotted is very steep, and I don't think that if it was some guy in a Bigfoot costume, he would have to be in very good shape to walk there. I think it's a real Bigfoot. Interestingly, the Smoky Mountains have long been a hotspot for Bigfoot sightings. The region even hosts annual events like the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Festival in Townsend, where enthusiasts gather to share stories and evidence. These gatherings highlight the area's rich history of unexplained encounters. One of the most infamous cases in Tennessee is the Flintville Monster. In the 1970s, residents of Flintville reported sightings of a large, bipedal creature with a foul odor, often described as an albino Bigfoot. And well, since then, people have believed in monsters in Tennessee, whether it be Bigfoot or something else. They just know that something lurks there, making itself known every now and then. In 2001, IMAX released a documentary named Great North. It was about the unique, beautiful landscape of the Arctic and the long-standing traditions of the cultures who live in the cold north. The movie was released, people watched it, and forgot about it, until years later in 2010, when a man named Ricky uploaded a short clip from the movie to YouTube, which led many to be shocked by what they were seeing. At about the 16th second of the clip, a black figure appears right behind the herd of caribou. The obscured creature, which appears to be moving on 2 feet and upright like a gorilla, was filmed above a massive running herd of caribou plunging into a local water source. The unidentified beast, which seems out of place in the area, moves in the opposite direction. The black figure was what had everyone confused. Some thought it to be a crew member, while others thought it was Bigfoot. And then, one comment had everyone silent. I was the cameraman and co-director of the movie. I can verify that no human with a backpack, bicycle, black suit, or a black bear was within 200 miles of this caribou migration. The idea of a human chasing a herd that is running that fast is absurd. For non-believers, go there and try to get within 200 yards of a caribou on foot. Their survival instinct is more intelligent than us humans. And it was true. To be able to catch caribou running around, or to go near them while they are migrating, was not something a normal human being would be able to do. So then it was more than clear that whatever it wasn't a human. And then there was the fact that in those mountains, it wasn't the only sighting of Bigfoot, and it wasn't an isolated thing. Multiple reports from the Yukon, Alaska, and parts of northern Canada all describe similar ape-like creatures. These northern versions of the creature are rarely talked about in mainstream cryptid stories, but they might be some of the most plausible due to how untouched and isolated the terrain is. And honestly, when a co-director of a major IMAX documentary is saying, "We have no idea what that was," you kind of have to pause and wonder. This is professionally filmed in a place where humans aren't supposed to be walking around like that. Whatever it was, it didn't belong there, and it definitely wasn't part of the script. In a small Alaskan village, a 10-year-old boy unknowingly captured something that would later have Bigfoot believers buzzing. He was simply taking photos around the woods, just like any curious kid would, when one of his shots showed something he didn't notice at the time. Right there in the background, behind the trees, was a tall, black figure that looked like it was trying to blend in. It didn't have the shape of a bear, and it wasn't someone in hunting gear either. The proportions seemed off. According to the kid, he was out with his sister and cousin, walking from their house back into some woods. At one point, he looked up and saw what he believed to be a Bigfoot, about 10 yards from them. As people approached the kid, asking about the whole incident and how exactly he managed to take such an epic picture of Bigfoot, the boy made sure to tell them exactly where Bigfoot was and what happened. Locals who saw the photo believed it was a Sasquatch, and they weren't exactly surprised. That specific part of Alaska has long been rumored to be home to something strange. And then there is the whole story of Thomas Bird, the experienced outdoorsman who went on a solo trip to search for Bigfoot and never came back. As park rangers and Bird's family searched for him, they discovered a campsite deep in the wilderness near Chandler Lake. But when they arrived, they found the site in disarray, with Bird's belongings scattered all around. And it was believed very much that it had something to do with Bigfoot. And considering how remote and wild Alaska still is, the idea of a hidden species living undetected doesn't feel that far-fetched. Back in 2006, a man named Harley Hoffman claimed he spotted something unusual while driving through the woods of British Columbia. He was alone, driving past a remote area, when something on the side of the road caught his eye. Naturally, he pulled over and started recording. In the video, you can see a dark, upright figure casually walking through the trees. But this wasn't just some blurry background shadow. The creature's movements were oddly natural, and it didn't react like a person would after spotting a camera. The part that had people convinced was that this film had detail, and it was very similar to the Patterson-Gimlin film. The major detail of the film that has always convinced many of it possibly being real is the width of the back, with deltoids and triceps definition, and a clear spine seen on the back. For years, people have debated whether what Harley captured was real. Some say it was a man in a costume. Others argue that if you really watch how it walks, how it moves through the brush, it doesn't look staged at all. Even people on Reddit couldn't help but believe what they were seeing. I don't have background info, but that looks believable as hell. The walk, the sheer mass, the thick fur, all of it just makes sense. And the comparisons to the Patterson-Gimlin film kept coming in, not just because of the look, but because this wasn't just anywhere. This happened in Canada, and Canada is basically Bigfoot's home turf. We're talking about a country with dozens of Bigfoot reports, alleged sightings, footprint casts, and even claims of skulls being found. Honestly, the amount of Bigfoot activity reported in Canada makes you wonder. Either people up north are all in on the same prank, or there's something hiding in those woods that we just haven't figured out yet. In 2013, a trail cam in the woods of Louisiana was triggered by a group of crows flying past. But what it accidentally captured was something no one expected. What showed up in the frame wasn't just wildlife, it was a figure that didn't belong. Standing behind the crows was a massive, dark creature, partially obscured by the trees. Judging by the height of the structure it was next to, the figure is estimated to be well over 7 feet tall. For years, people believed it was Bigfoot, especially given its size, posture, and the deep wood setting. But then, someone looked closer at the final frame. The creature's legs, its posture, even the shape of the head. It didn't just look like Bigfoot anymore. Some said it looked like a DOGMAN. And if that's true, this wouldn't just be a rare sighting. It would be one of the clearest pieces of trail cam evidence we've ever gotten of the DOGMAN. Do you believe it's a Sasquatch? Or did Louisiana's trail cams accidentally catch something even more dangerous? In 2021, a photo surfaced online showing a young caiman with an unusual tail, one that appeared to have 2 caudal fins, almost like a mermaid's tail. At first glance, it looked like a bizarre mutation, but upon closer examination, experts suggested it might be a case of tail regrowth gone awry. Such anomalies, while rare, aren't entirely impossible. There have been instances where reptiles, including caimans, have exhibited unusual formations due to injuries or developmental issues, like the one which had a deformed head. Despite his head being like that, he managed to grow to a giant size of 15 feet tall. So where many thought of it as a unique mutation, others found themselves wondering how this was going to affect the caiman's swimming. In 2024, a photo posted online stunned animal lovers. It showed a tiny tortoise basking in the African sun, but with 2 fully formed heads. The tortoise, named Kianga, quickly caught attention not just for how rare she was, but for how healthy and alert both heads seemed. In most cases, animals with 2 heads, a condition known as bicephaly, don't survive long due to health complications. But Kianga wasn't the first of her kind to beat the odds. There's also Janus, a 2-headed Greek tortoise who just turned 25 years old, making him the world's oldest living bicephalic tortoise. Janus lives at the Natural History Museum in Geneva and requires special care, but he's defied every expectation. Each head has its own brain, and caretakers have learned to guide them through disagreements, like which direction to walk or which food to eat. Cases like Kianga and Janus are incredibly rare. Most 2-headed reptiles are born due to genetic mutations or developmental issues during embryonic growth, and even when they do hatch, survival is usually limited to days or weeks. Kianga is still young, and it's too early to tell what her future holds, but if Janus is any sign, she might just surprise us all. In a small village in India, locals were left speechless when a goat gave birth to something that didn't look quite right. The baby goat had a face that resembled a human, with a flat nose, small lips, and forward-facing eyes. The footage quickly spread online, with people around the world reacting in disbelief. Some were horrified. Others thought it was some kind of supernatural sign. But in the village, people started treating the goat like a divine being, offering it prayers and calling it a miracle. Not surprisingly, this wasn't the only case of its sort. Multiple videos started emerging on the internet showing many goats that had very similar deformities. They looked more like humans than goats. Now, while people were confused and wondering what was happening, many even blamed it on humans. Experts, though, had a different take. According to veterinarians, the goats likely suffered from a condition known as craniofacial abnormality, a rare birth defect where the skull does not form properly in the womb. In animals, this can result in deformities that make the face appear oddly human. Sadly, goats born with these defects rarely survive more than a few days, and despite the attention it got, this goat was no exception. It passed away shortly after birth. It's not the first time something like this has happened either. Similar cases have popped up before, especially in rural parts of India, where these kinds of animals are often seen as omens, both good and bad. In 2021, a shocking discovery was made by a hiker deep in the woods of the UK. What was supposed to be a peaceful walk quickly turned into something unsettling when he stumbled upon a collection of baby dolls nailed to trees. The dolls were placed in various positions, some with their heads hanging upside down, others in unnatural poses. As if that wasn't disturbing enough, people watching it noticed something weird going on in the background. In the background, a white creature appeared for a second before vanishing into the bushes again, and this just had people confused and disturbed. At around 15 seconds, and then again about 22 seconds, a large white creature can be seen in the background. To start with, I thought was a polar bear until my husband told me was in UK where we live. As the mystery deepened, more details about the location were uncovered. The dolls had been nailed to the trees in an abandoned village, which only added to the weirdness. The area was once a military hospital during World War I, and then a Ministry of Pensions hospital into the early to mid-1920s. The huts were taken over by itinerant workers until the 1950s and included a church and a shop. The community had strong bonds between those living there. Eventually, many were moved by the local council to new houses around Brindley Crescent, about a mile away. The dolls have been taken down now by the authorities, but the whole situation still remains a mystery, since no one has a single clue as to why they were placed there.
This video feels like a scene right out of a nightmare. Recorded by a homeowner, it captures an enormous and terrifying tornado looming in front of a house. The tornado is massive, reaching skyward with considerable thickness. Interestingly, despite its appearance of standing still, there's a chilling fact I've heard. If it seems stationary, it might be heading your way. After capturing the initial footage, the homeowner wisely retreats inside the house. From a safer distance, the video shows the tornado's vast and towering presence against the sky. Towards the end, rain starts falling, and although the tornado seems to calm down, the lingering fear remains. Imagine encountering such a situation outside your house. What would you do? Picture yourself on a country road recording the beautiful scenery when suddenly, in the middle of nowhere, you spot a mysterious glowing light. This video comes from a family on a road trip, navigating through a mountainous terrain, and they stumble upon a strange glowing orb in the distance. The orb is remarkably bright, moving around as if the source generating it is alive. What makes it particularly strange and unsettling is that it's situated in the middle of nowhere, without any visible source around. To me, it seems like some kind of advanced alien technology. I'm curious to know your thoughts on this intriguing phenomenon. This video is a bit dated, but gained quite a bit of popularity back in the day. It showcases a creature captured from the Sea of Azov, and what makes it intriguing is that it doesn't resemble any familiar aquatic creature. Initially, it appears fish-like, but when the camera captures its entire body, strange features emerge. The creature has a strange ribcage in its midsection, and its face looks humanoid with eyes, a mouth, and distinct lips. Additionally, the creature boasts an unusually long tail. Some viewers speculate that it might be a type of mermaid, while others, including myself, lean towards the possibility of it being a mutated species of stingray due to its striking resemblance. This video gained considerable attention on the internet in early 2019, capturing what many viewers deemed a strange creature in the mountains. The footage features a man recording the picturesque scenery of a lake surrounded by mountains. While panning the camera, a glimpse of a creature on the rocky mountain comes into view. Upon closer inspection, it becomes apparent that the creature was stalking the cameraman from a distance. Initially resembling a bear, a more detailed look reveals a head shape unlike that of a bear. Instead, it appears humanoid. The creature seems to have thick black fur covering its head. However, as soon as it senses being spotted by the camera, the creature swiftly runs off into the mountains, concluding the video. In my opinion, this creature bears a striking resemblance to the legendary Bigfoot. What are your thoughts on it? The company that introduced nanny cams as a lifesaver, aiming to help parents monitor their babies around the clock, sometimes ends up capturing scenes that, instead of providing a sense of relief, leave us feeling uneasy. In this video, we observe a baby room where a chair with some fluffy toys is placed in front of a nanny cam. After a few seconds, the monkey toy positioned in the middle starts lifting its head on its own. The toy engages in humanoid movements for a while before coming to a rest. After a couple of seconds, it starts moving again, repeating these actions at intervals. This proves to be quite an unsettling sight, especially for the parents whose baby room is being observed. After witnessing this clip, it might be a good idea to leave some spare toys for these unknown entities to play with instead of using the baby's toys. This video hails from Ireland and presents eerie footage of a cryptid captured at a girls' hostel. In the video, we witness the girls behind the camera genuinely frightened, searching the hallways for something ominous. As they turn on the hallway lights, there is initially nothing in sight. Undeterred, they venture upstairs into the darkness. Upon turning on the hallway light upstairs, something chilling appears at the end of the corridor. The encounter is undeniably unsettling, and by pausing the video at the precise frame where the creature is visible, it appears humanoid, but on all fours. This cryptid is looking directly at the girls, conveying an imminent threat. Given such situations, my advice for all of you would be to bring along some form of protection, such as a stick or pepper spray, during future investigations. You never know what you might encounter. For more interesting footage, check this out.